shake something off, wave on your head like a helicopter. I ain't putting up, then all you do is smoke tobacco. Where the hell you get them from? You say he ain't made them. Like chasing bounty hunters and getting chased by the bank room.
Welcome to the Zono Sports Show, where you know Zonos. Now I must say, hoops ahead, baby! In my Dickie V voice, college basketball finally cranks up. The season is finally here. Tomorrow night we've got the Carrier Classic. And that's a tribute to the military. I think that's great that college basketball has decided to do that every single year now. I really like that. Now, just to kind of prelude our season, I really wanted to take a look at the top 10 of the college basketball teams in the country this year. Now, the list, I agree somewhat with some of these, but some of these I'm a little iffy about. But I'll start at a number. Let's start from the top and work our way down. Now I see. Start from the bottom and work our way up. Arizona. High Flyer City, they're number 10, the Arizona Wildcats. They've been known for having athletes who can run up and down the court and do things and catch a bunch of alley-oops, slam it down. Hollis Jefferson, as well as Stanley Johnson, Aaron Gordon, guys like that who know how to get up and down the floor. Sean Miller really likes to run with his basketball team. He allows his point guard to push and find people in the open floor or on the perimeter. Also, Alonzo Trier. He's a guy, star guard. He was really good as a freshman last year, was a top 10 player out of the country. He could have probably went to the NBA, but I think it's really good for his game and his skill set that he came back to Arizona. Now, Alonzo Trier, as a sophomore, I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do there in Arizona. As far as leading that team, because he'll have to be that high flyer, a 6'5" guard. We'll definitely have to watch Arizona and see how well they do. Wisconsin, they're number 9 in the nation. Now, the thing about Wisconsin, they've got a lot of distractions there on campus. Nigel Hayes, he's letting us know that he's socially conscious. If you remember, they had game day there a few weeks ago, and he had a sign that said "Broke College Athlete." College athletes don't get paid, but I think he wanted to make a point to say, no, he's not literally just figuratively broke. Just he's making a point for college athletes to say that they should maybe be compensated for their efforts on the field of competition because they generate so much money for the school, especially a school like Wisconsin where basketball and football have pretty decent programs. So I won't say that he's totally wrong there. He has points. However, there's a lot of distractions on campus. He even mentioned an incident where there was an individual wearing a mask of our current sitting president with a noose around his neck. So they've got over 20 African-American players on the football team, as well as a few from the basketball team who don't agree what's going on there in Wisconsin. So I'm curious to see if that'll cause issues on the basketball floor. But as far as a hoop perspective goes, they've got a lot of seniors. Bronson Koenig, Zach Showalter, Vito Brown there in the middle. I really think this senior class and this leadership can really make Wisconsin a Final Four threat. I really think they can get there, especially having Ethan Happ out there on the perimeter where you can kick it out to him and he can shoot the three, but also has a decent mid-range game and can get in the post a little bit too. So Wisconsin, the Badgers, they should be on an okay team. Well, I'd like to see how they develop. Tony Bennett's Virginia team, they're number 8 in the country. London Parentis, he needs to find help and lead. No more Malcolm Brogdon. That defense that he brought to that team and the effort was really beneficial for the Cavaliers. So London Parentis, he's going to have to find a way to distribute a whole lot more. He's a senior this year. London, can you shoot the three to take pressure off those inside big men? I really like Virginia in the ACC. Don't like them to win it, though. I just don't think they can compete with North Carolinas and the Louisvilles and even the Dukes. I just don't think Virginia can beat those types of teams this year because of the teams they've had in the past with the Mike Scotts and the Malcolm Brogdons. Xavier at number 7, Travion Blewett. It's got to be a scorer. He's always scored there at Xavier. He's older. He's a junior, I want to say, this year. Trayvon Blewett's got to find a way to get to the cup, make things happen for Xavier. Because, of course, they did lose their guard, Remy Abel, who tried to play in the NFL. That didn't work out. And they also lost their big forward, James Farr. So you take all that away from a program like Xavier, they turn into a small guard-oriented team. So Xavier, how will they fare? Because honestly, they may be the third best team in the city potentially, or second best behind Dayton, because I think Dayton will be pretty good this year, honestly. Even though Xavier's ranked high, Xavier will be a good team. They may be better than Dayton right now, but I really like the way that Archie has them playing there of the Dayton Flyers. Also, North Carolina. How fast does a broken heart heal? That's what I want to know. Because no, it's not Valentine's Day, so they don't have much love there in Chapel Hill after what happened in the national championship. They've got to recover from that. How does North Carolina as a program, as a school, their fans recover from a game-winning, buzzer-beating national championship shot? Also, after what Marcus Page did, hitting the shot before, and then they lose like that, you lost Marcus Page, and you also lost Bryce Johnson, a lot of rebounds, but you still have guard Joe Barry, who will have to prove that he can shoot consistently and not play as wild as he has in the past. Now, I'm curious to see the big men in the middle. Who will they play more this year? Will it be Isaiah Hicks or Kennedy Meeks? Kennedy Meeks is a pro, but Isaiah Hicks, I like his body. I like the way he plays. He looks a lot more stout. Kennedy Meeks a little heavier, but I like Isaiah Hicks just overall hustle and the way he gets rebounds and he puts it back. Kennedy Meeks, I think, at times can get a little winded. Also, I think his game is somewhat limited in some areas, and Hicks gives you a little versatility there in the middle at center. So I look forward to seeing what North Carolina does. Theo Pinson out for the first little portion of the season. So how will that hurt North Carolina? Theo Pinson's a hustle guy. He's a guy who gets rebounds, throws the ball in for assists, and he can shoot a little bit in the post. He's got a good post game. I like him. He's kind of got a Corey Maggette type game. So I really like Theo Pinson. Now also number 5 is Oregon. Chris Boucher, 6'10", closest thing to Kevin Durant that I've seen in a while. Now Chris Boucher can shoot it. He can run. He can also get in the post and slam that thing. Chris Boucher, a lot of people don't know him because he's way out there on the West Coast in Oregon, but you better get to know him because this guy will be a lottery pick in my opinion. Also, Dylan Brooks, he's a 3-skilled player. This guy can shoot, he can pass, he can rebound, and I mean, when he's in his zone, Dylan Brooks is honestly probably one of the best players in the country. But I think a lot of times he falls in love with the three-point shot too much after he hits a few, when he should just focus on getting into the paint with that size and play like a forward at some points. He's got to pick and choose his spots and not fall in love with the three. He's a senior this year. Flying V, these Ducks, they run, okay? If you see Mighty Ducks, they're fast when they run the Flying V. And these guys, they don't mind getting up and down the floor. They'll score a lot of points this year. They'll probably be pretty fun to watch. So I look forward to seeing what Oregon does. Number 4, Villanova. Fresh off of a championship. That feels really good. But you lose Ryan Arcidiacono, and you retain Chris Jenkins, the big man on campus. Now, how does he handle that this year? Chris Jenkins, a senior, how does he handle coming back to school after that big shot in the national championship? Because I think that can go one of two ways. You feel less pressure because you've already delivered a championship to Villanova over 20, 30 plus years. And then also you have the other way where, I mean, you're not necessarily celebrated, but, you know, people respect you. And do you feel pressure because you've delivered that championship and now you feel like you've got to be a star and you've got to play well every single game? Or, I mean, you may feel relieved the fact that you've already done that, so you don't have to do as much and the game comes so easy to Chris Jenkins. So I look forward to seeing how he responds to hitting that big shot and what takes place during the season for him specifically, because that's a big deal. You hit that shot, that may be one of the greatest NCAA tournament shots of all time. So how does he live up to that? Does that propel his career, or does it stifle him as a player because he feels like he can't transcend that particular moment? That will be interesting to see. They've also got their rough and tough guard Josh Hart back, which I think will really help that team. Losing Ryan Arcidiacono, Josh Hart can score, he can pass. He's a tough guy too. You need tough guys in basketball. Kansas coach Bill Self gets Frank Mason the third back and Devontae Graham. I love that two guard combo. Frank Mason the third. I think he gets too much caught up into being a star sometimes. Just play basketball, Frank Mason. Just play basketball. He's a great player. He's been there quite a while. Everybody thought he's going to leave after every single year, but he hasn't because technically he hasn't really been ready, honestly, in my opinion. Now, they've got a freshman guard, Josh Jackson, that comes in. I look forward to seeing what he does. Can Frank Mason and Devontae Graham teach him and coax him and help him understand the game of basketball and what his role will be on that team? Because honestly, I don't think that he'll put either of those guys on the bench. Yes, he's really good, big recruit, but they're pretty stout at guard in Kansas. So I'm looking forward to seeing a freshman like Josh Jackson play, though. Number 2, Coach Cal and those Cats. They lost Ulis last year, lost Jamal Murray, but actually, they also lost Labissiere and Alex Poitras. That's a lot of guys that went to the NBA. However, they get a freshman in Malik Monk, who I really think is a really stout player. He's a guy who's a lanky guard, can play defense, but he's really smooth the way he dribbles it. So they've got Isaiah Briscoe. He's playing point guard right now. Calipari's playing him there. But honestly, I think Malik Monk's a little better than Briscoe. Briscoe needs to work on his outside shot. Because, frankly, I don't think you're an effective point guard if you can't shoot a little bit. Tyler Ulis could do what he did because he did have that jumper, and it was a little wet ball. So, I mean, can Isaiah Briscoe develop that consistent jumper? That's what I think will help propel this Kentucky team. But Malik Monk, watch out for that guy. He could win Freshman of the Year easily. Now, we move over to our top team in the country, Duke. Nobody likes Duke, but they are good once again. Believe it, believe it, believe it. They've got a young freshman, Frank Jackson, as well as Harry Giles, are top freshmen, but they've also got Marcus Bolden. They're a team with a lot of weapons this year. So, Duke, I'm curious to see how Coach K plays and rotates these guys because he's got a lot of talent. Of course, you got to play Grayson Allen. He's your star. Grayson Allen, he's a player that a lot of guys respect because he doesn't turn down a challenge, and I like that about him. He's got an edge to him. Grayson Allen can shoot the ball, and he also can distribute it along the perimeter and then pick and roll action, get into the cup, get him fouled, and ones. Grayson Allen has a niche for that. Luke Kennard, he can shoot the three. I love him shooting the three. He's the closest thing to J.J. Redick that they've had at Duke in quite some time. And Emil Jefferson, he was banged up all last year. He's a graduate, fifth-year senior now, I think. Oh, he's a graduate. He chose to stay at Duke. But Emil Jefferson, can he stay healthy and really help them out on the inside? Because that inside presence, his inside presence specifically, they missed it for most of last year. So can Emil Jefferson stay healthy? That's what I want to know. Now, my Player of the Year candidates, I really think Grayson Allen or Chris Jenkins has the potential to win this award. And the reason I say that is because Grayson Allen is definitely a complete player, NBA ready. He's a strong guard. He doesn't get knocked off of the ball. So I like him as potentially being able to lead that Duke team and average 20 points a game and potentially win that award, Naismith Player of the Year. And Chris Jenkins, like I said, he'll have less pressure maybe or more pressure depending on how he responds. I don't know what type of person he is. So that national championship buzzer beater can go one of two ways on how it affects his playing career for the duration he is at Villanova. So my long shot, Chris Boucher. Why? Because he's got a 6'10 skill set that's similar to Kevin Durant. I mean, that's the best comparison that I can make for what he can do with his height and size. People said Thon Maker was good, but this guy, Chris Boucher, he's really athletic and is going to help out an NBA team at that 3-4 spot, wherever they want to put him, because of how tall he is and the problems he causes on defense, but the way he runs as well. He'll be a threat in the NBA at the next level, so he could win that award as well. Now, next show, Tuesday. Watch football this weekend. Also, you got the Carrier Classic tomorrow night, college basketball, tribute to the troops. Check that out as well. I'll be back Tuesday. Same city, same friends. If you're looking for me, I'll be right here. So thank you all for watching the Zono Sports Show, where you know Zonos. Go Hoops!